And here's for some lighter stuff, folks, to make you feel a little bit better if you've had a rough trading year. It's not that bad. Let's check out some fun stuff next. All right, welcome back to the Short Vol Show Live. My name is David, and we did get the affirmation of confidence by the Conservative Party on Theresa May, so she will stay in power, although she has announced that she will step down before the next elections. I was looking online today, and we had the Michael Cohen announcement that he will do 3 years. And I did just want to, I found some stuff that was pretty funny that I wanted to show you. First of all, Bitcoin. You know, I've been a seller of Bitcoin for a long time, and it's been not a popular opinion, but this is just funny here. Check this out, folks. Daily HODL. Of course, HODL is that idea that you should hold on no matter what to Bitcoin. That hasn't worked out so well for people as Bitcoin has dropped from a high of around 19,000 about this time last year down to a measly 3,000. Let's take a look at where Bitcoin is right now on our little StockTwits here. And let's see, BTC. And Bitcoin today, $3,485, up $73. So the headline on this website is Swiss ETP featuring Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum hits record highs as institutional investors bet on crypto. Now what does that mean to you? ETP hits record highs. That sounds kind of strange since all of these things are massively down this year. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, well, it doesn't mean massive highs in, like people are making money from it. No, it means that volume is higher. So there's more shares being traded now that the price per share is lower on this ETP. And for some reason, that is the headline they could find. So this is the most optimistic thing they can find, that some ETP has more volume. Not that it makes it sound like cryptos are reaching all new highs, but no, they're not. Dude, time to change the name of your website. HODL has been proven to be an awful strategy with these. So, not so good. All right, next I found this article in Market Watch, which occasionally does have good stuff. And let's see if we can find this one here. Market Watch. All right, and here we go. How one investor's Amazon misfire led to a 99% loss. And unfortunately, I have to say on this one, we know that if you're short calls or if you're naked short options or if you're James Cordier, 99% loss is fine because at least your account is not negative. Options traders know that you can have a negative account if you're short calls or naked short options. So these people lost 99%. Could be worse, but let's check it out a little bit more here. So this guy, his account looks like he had a little over $30,000, maybe $31,000 in his account, and now it's down to $4.81. Ugh. And how did he get there? Well, let's see. He says he decided to trade Amazon and S&P options at exactly the wrong time. So this guy was just taking shots on calls, it looks like, or calls and puts. This other guy, whoa, down 99.92%. He lost $60,000 since December 11th, 2015. So, you know, it was a slow loss. I mean, it wasn't a loss over like 1 week. It was a couple years. And he explained a huge chunk of his $60,000 disappeared while he was shorting volatility. Uh-oh. That's not a good one to be highlighting on this show. Oops. Gee, you might want to limit your exposure there, folks. Not good. All right, so enough fun. Let's well, we could take a look at the markets really quickly, but basically we ended the day positive again. I will attempt to pull up my charts as I'm talking to you here now. But markets did end in the positive, and that Deutsche Bank that I was looking at yesterday and didn't really pull the trigger on quickly enough was up like 10% today. We'll take a look at Deutsche Bank chart in just a sec. I'm just going to log into my account here really quickly so we can look. And Deutsche Bank closed, I think, $9.03, something like that. It's been on a tumultuous run down, and this might not be the end of it. This might just be a brief pop from being down. I was looking at this VOLD, which is like volume advances versus volume declines. So, all right. Deutsche Bank had a little rally today. I want to show you the chart over the last couple of months so you can get some perspective on this one. But there's a chart for the last couple of months, including the rally for today, which is kind of being blocked by my shoulder. I can try to move over it slightly. Not bad. I was mentioning this yesterday, but I like the idea of even with after this little pop here of potentially buying some call verticals far out on this one to have a cheap shot in this one. Let's see if we can make this a little bit smaller here. So everything can fit in the screen. There, that's a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, so I was looking at Deutsche Bank at the maybe something like the July or even next year Jan. Look at this July. You could just buy July 9 calls outright, really. There's no point in, to me, there's no point if you're buying a call for $1.33, there's no point in selling something for 11 cents against it because you might as well just hold on to it, then cap your upside at 14 for that 11 cents. It's something different if you're buying, like, let's say you were to buy like the 11.14 spread, then you do have significant savings if you were to sell the 14s against them. But Deutsche Bank could definitely, come back to life here a little bit. There's a chart. We could back it up a little bit farther maybe. Yeah, so look, 24 down to 8, and it's bounced back to 9. It's a legitimate company. It can come back to life. If you're just dealing with some company that has no sales or something, then I would not go after this strategy. NBEV after the close, having some crazy moves today. Someone just tweeted that it was hitting all-time highs. Don't look like that, does it? All-time highs looks like $10 there. But anyways, up trading almost $7 after the session NBEV today. And UVXY did hold on to its down move for the day, as did the E-minis and the NASDAQ. Everything kind of faded towards the end, but did hold on to its up day. So when we look at the E-minis over the last couple of days, it looks a little bit more promising. I don't know if, like, that chart looks promising, but if we move out, the farther out we move, the less promising it looks. That looks a little less promising. But we could get into a situation where we start to look like we're moving sideways instead of down here, which is good. And I'm thinking that we could chill out for the break here at least. There we go. And as I move farther out, it actually looks more promising there at the yearly chart. The 3-year chart, not as much. But there's more and more articles coming out saying we are going to go way lower. This is the bear market. Everything's doom and gloom. And this is so much like right before the crash of 1929. I don't know how people can remember that now, but et cetera, et cetera. And the more of these articles about doom and gloom I see those all as bullish indicators. So relief could be in sight here. It didn't feel today like there was that much pressure to the downside. It felt like there was sort of indifference. So, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm feeling better about the market and volatility coming in and all that good stuff. We are still in backwardation, and several tweets today. If we look at our Twitter feed, there was one that had like a bunch of cool VIX guys in one place. Let's see if I can find that one here. No Santa rally. No, I'm saying there is a Santa rally. Volatility trading. Where was that? Oh, it was the one with Eli Mintz. Let's find Eli Mintz here. All right, VIX Central. So, yes, if you're short volatility today, it's because you have a view about the direction of the market, not because you're using the structure of the VIX futures term curve to your advantage. The reason he's saying that is we are in backwardation, so the structure of the curve does not favor shorting volatility today. In fact, it would favor going long it, although some will say that the curve never favors going long it. It just doesn't favor being short it. And we have Jim Carroll, Eli Mintz, and Brent all in the same tweet, which is cool stuff. Awesome. So there you have it. Thanks to all the Patreon supporters. Please consider adding me and supporting me on Patreon, as I really can use your support. It has not been the greatest year in the world trading, I have to say. So could definitely use your support on Patreon. $5 would make a huge difference for me, folks. So please consider some sort of donation. And there's Brent right there who donates. Thank you so much, Brent. I'm going to quickly take that away because I don't want to show the level of people's giving because that's not cool. And we have some consensus here that the term structure still is out of whack. So it's been flat, around 20's flat. They don't know what to do around 20. If it's going higher or lower, everything's flat. So, and I guess when people say we don't know what to do because it's flat, that's kind of weird to me because the term structure doesn't really tell you what to do anyways, and it's not really an indication of what people's expectations of volatility really are either, in my opinion. The term structure to me tells me the state of where the futures are right now. It does not predict really anything to me. I mean, in a sense, if volatility is 100 and all you do is look at the term structure and it shows futures at like 40, then that's predicting maybe that it's going to go lower. But beyond that, in general, I don't believe that the term structure is predictive. If you don't disagree with me, please let me know on that one, and I'd love to debate that with you. I'm going to come back to questions once again, and Moneymaker is back on. Hey, hello again, Moneymaker. Nice to see you back on here. And Fina Narc, what's going on, buddy? Retracted message. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Bitcoin, I'm not going to say I told you so because a lot of my buddies bought it and made a ton of money and were trying to tell me to buy it, and I didn't do it. And I had a bunch of friends who bought it a little bit lower than here, actually, like 9,000, and then rode it up above, $3,000 they paid for it, 3,500, something like that, and rode it up, to 10, 15,000 before they sold it. And so I'm not going to say I told you so, but the whole time when it got up to 10,000, 15,000, I was like, sell it, get out, just get out. At least sell half, do something. Thank you so much, Fina and Narc. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate you that. I really appreciate that little positive feedback. Everyone can use some positive feedback. Isn't that right? Thank you so much. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And how do we feel about the market, folks? Do we think that we can rally here? I've seen a couple statements saying that we could rally here, and we'll just have to see tomorrow, I believe. Once again, thanks so much for your super chat donation. Thanks to everybody who's been supportive. I like all your comments. And yeah, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, great idea. Some people just got too married to it, though. I mean, people started they're like, oh, it's my next career. I'm going to be in Bitcoin or whatever. And it didn't happen, unfortunately. Trade war. Trade war. I mean, I am not for tariffs. Like I said, I don't want to get involved too politically because if I say too much, people are going to jump all over me. But I recognize that China's been done some stuff that's sort of unfair. I think it's kind of as countries we are intertwined with China too much as far as economically, that you can't just say, I saw someone suggesting, oh, we should just cut ties with China and only deal with Taiwan. We have companies that are making money over there. We have got all kinds of ties of trade that's separate from our governments and what our governments are doing. We got to keep it going. We can't just separate from them. I believe that we shouldn't have any tariffs whatsoever. I think that maybe our president doesn't fully understand the nature of tariffs as a tax, and as it just hurts everybody. There's comparative advantage. Some spots in the world it's cheaper to make one thing or another, and they should be made in that. If you can make a widget way cheaper in another country, you should make it there. And trying to protect jobs in whatever country you're in doesn't work. What do you think the maximum potential is for UVXY price for a massive VIX spike? I mean, it could go to 100. UVXY could potentially blow out. I mean, it could, it can go way up, and it's just the nature of how extreme the spike is. I don't think we will see an event like February for some time to come, for several years to come. I think that event was a big event, and what it took for an event like that was to have a very low volatility and us to launch off of that low volatility. With volatility up in the 20s here, we just don't have the kind of coiled up situation to have an event like that. We've seen with a big down move, we got to 27. We're not going to see us go to 50 unless there's a huge down move, and I just don't see it happening because a lot of the money that's in the stock market is just locked up wealth of rich people who aren't going to touch it no matter what. And I don't see us having an event that's bigger than the one last February for some time to come, for several years. That's just my opinion, though. Who knows what could happen? Some guy was betting me that volatility, that UVXY could get to 250 in January somehow, but I don't see that happening. It could certainly go to 100 or 200 if there's a violent enough move, but I don't see it staying there. Volatility could stay around 20. It could go to 25 and stay there for a while, certainly, if we look historically. What do you guys feel like? Anyways, that's what I got for you. Shout out to Al Schwartz from our options group. He's a cool brother. Thanks for we like having you in the group there, and as a mod, and so to speak, you've done a great job with that, and I always appreciate your commentary and to hear from you. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one with the Short Vol Show.